guys are back. This is round 1, back 9 of the Greater Peoria Open, the championship of the Greater Peoria Tour. Dalton's still here.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here to see this footage. It's a lot different to be on this end and seeing it myself. I don't get to watch a lot of golf this weekend as I'm the tournament director for it, so I'm behind the scenes somewhere.
Yeah, doing a lot of good work, and actually with this being a 3-day event at multiple courses, and we have over 100 players playing this weekend too, so volunteers are needed. So I know you're directing a lot of assistant TDs as well, so it's not just as routine as your other events leading up to this time. So yeah, we are still at Northwood Black. We're once again at the shorts, and the wildlife here is spectacular.
Hole 10 here, probably the most open hole these players are going to see all day. They're just shooting the gap here just like Dane did. Almost perfect shot here just to get it up to the green. It's like a raised basket. There's a little rock wall in front of it. You're just trying to get up anywhere close to that rock wall.
Yeah, in order to do that, you got to avoid the trees, and there's 2 of them that you're looking at here from the short pad specifically, but there's 3 lines. There's a gap to the left, gap right down the middle, and then a gap to the right, and I think that most of these guys are going through the middle gap, kind of a buzz flex or zone flex from Carson. Very common play. I personally like the hyzer to the right.
Okay, around that tree.
Yep. Mic check.
My bad.
All good. Yes, so around to the right-hand side with an overstable fairway. It's just more consistent. I can just kind of throw something hard at it and know that I'll get close. And oh no!
What a terrible roll away from that rock wall.
Backspin roll away. Yeah, that'll be a confidence putt there, and Andrew puts it up there nicely. Great.
Yep, just pitching up, easy tap in.
Yep.
Well, he's still inside the circle, so...
It's deceptive, the distance to the basket.
Yeah.
But, ooh, it hangs on.
Some sticky chains.
Sticky chains. All right. As we go look to Dane doing his putt. He's the leader of our card. I think he's also kind of stepping ahead of the field at this point in time. Goal here and now is going to be maintaining. If he can score on the easy holes and avoid big numbers on the tougher holes, he'll be in a good position. So at 4 down, everybody else here is looking to chase. Let's see if he's got this. Oh. Okay, I don't think that branch hurt him, because I think he was missing high right anyway.
Left himself with a little tester coming back too.
Good bird?
Yeah, great bird.
Yeah, that's all that you're wanting at a 300-foot shot. Sorry, 325-foot shot. You just want to put it short and then give yourself a good putt at it. So good par save too. I'm surprised at Dane going long as he did.
Yeah. It was quite the rip.
Yeah. But usually with that height control mitigates the going too far, so you can essentially intentionally ground it and be okay. Be sure.
Right. Shout out Power Grip USA, Zach Parcell. He's been working with me throughout the whole tour and the Greater Peoria Open, helping me secure Innova as the title sponsor for the Greater Peoria Open as well. They have a shop in Bloomington, Illinois, or they also have online for Power Grip USA. Go check them out. Please support them, because they've been supporting me a lot.
Yeah, and we go into the hardest hole eve. I don't know. The whole way before the last breath of fresh air before you go into the gauntlet. So 260 foot left to right moving shot. Just throw it.
It's crazy how much easier this short is compared to the long. The long, you just add in probably a dozen more trees and 80 more feet of distance.
Now, I wouldn't say it's needlessly hard, but I feel like it would be a little bit better flow for players playing the longs if the long pad was a little bit more attainable.
Yeah.
So I feel like they should have a middle pad, and that's what actually gets played. Or they do something a little bit more special with this basket, and they actually like move it back, and then they're gonna have like a pretty trying par 4 from the long. And yeah, just trying to punch through the gap. A lot of players throwing that forehand will end up putting it a little straight or over hyzers to the right, but this one not really turning over enough from Andrew's hands. It's just going to go straight.
Fading out. Just going to pitch up for par there. While Caleb is pitching up, shout out to MA2 player during the last round because we won't see him on footage. Just high and left there. But Kalaheo Benz, he got an ace on this hole during the last round.
Wow.
And it stuck into the side of the basket. Oh, same miss from Carson.
It's stuck in the side of the basket?
Stuck inside of the cage, like into the side of the cage.
Tacoed.
Yeah, tacoed itself inside of the cage for the ace.
Oh, man. Yeah, I forgot when that update to the rules about the
a few years ago.
Yeah. It was a couple years ago? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, congrats to him. That's super cool.
Yeah, the lone ace for the weekend as well. So
very cool. All right.
Clean it up. Dane getting another stroke on the card here.
Trying to razz Andrew as he wants to tap out.
Yeah. But now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the course here.
Yeah, for sure. And even from the shorts, I mean, it can be pretty daunting for players of the skill level, too. So Dane looking to maintain, everyone else trying to see if they can advance on a tough stretch.
Shout out Prodigy for helping with player packs throughout the whole tour. They were able to get a whole line of discs with their own unique logos that everyone was trying to collect. You can see Payton here flying over the longs here. We're approaching the shorts here up on the left there. 725 feet, still a big feat to get. You want to cross this ravine here, a little left of where the guy in the cart is there, and then you're just gonna look to pitch up on top of the hill to get to the flat. Just throw another shot just dead straight. There is a cliff off to the left. Anywhere left or right is kind of jail with all those tiny trees. Main play here is stay in the fairway, and par is okay.
Yeah, and I mean, a little overhyzered there from Dane.
Yeah,
that's definitely not where you want to be.
Didn't like it out the hand. He does have a good forehand to get up on top of that hill, though. So
yeah, and that's what I want to talk about too. Is like the short pad. You're still playing the same exact hole that you're playing from the long, because the best longs tee shots are just to the right, or to the short pad.
Yeah,
exactly. So essentially, the MPO just plays the short pad as a par 4, and we play as a par 5.
Yep.
So I mean, still really tough, because this part of the fairway and then the second part of the fairway, once you're on top of the hill, both super tough, even as individual shots. A little bit of burr action on.
Yeah, it's got to be a nice itchy round there.
I can see that definitely being a form impactor when you're thinking about doing your reach back, that little stretch in the back. You just feel the burrs digging in. Yeah, not fun.
No bueno.
Tip for anybody out there. You guys should always carry a pocket knife, a multi-tool if you could. A pocket knife specifically, though, with you on the course. Great shot from Dane.
Oh, huge.
Shave those puppies off with a knife.
Okay.
So stop trying to pick at them to get them off. Just make the piece of clothing taut and shave them off.
Okay.
It comes off very easily.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. Did not know that.
All right. This is primetime landing, and it looks like Carson got a run up, so he wants to try to punch it through the gap a little bit, minimize his upshot. A little turnover that flips up nice, and it settles. That's a well executed second shot.
Great shot.
And then
little baby hyzer, still a good shot.
Mm-hmm. That's a typical. I would say players are less inclined to really punch up this gap because it tightens up, and when you're throwing super uphill, your disc is nose up. It's hard to get things to kind of settle straight, so you'll end up getting off the fairway if you try to get too aggressive. So, yeah, and great third shot there too. Andrew will have a little bit of a distance to jump put.
Dane going through all the options.
He's like 1 foot away from actually just throwing like a little step out forehand, but he's telling himself he has to throw the roller because he's just too off.
Yeah.
And now he's in jail again. Like, he's not going to have much of anything there.
Maybe he should have stuck with the patent pending shot that he started off to begin with, but who knows how that would have turned out as well.
Hindsight's always 20/20, as my coworkers used to say. Yep. So you're always going to see the better shot in the rearview mirror, and then it looks like a forehand roller here.
Oh no,
nope,
little forehand with that zone. You could even see him. He was struggling a little bit. There's just so many of these tiny, they're skinny trees that poke out just enough, and Dane catches the bigger one of the group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he was looking for a 2 foot wide gap, like 20 feet in front of him. It was a pretty tough scramble shot there. Oh, nice.
Good putt. Good bird.
And then we'll have a couple more birds for Carson and Caleb, and the sad bogey. Missed the green here on this one. Another battery incident.
No worries. Shout out Great Lakes Disc up in Michigan. Shout out Alex Dowley, who helped get me in contact with them to help get their sponsorship as well. Alex actually is the one who brought Caleb down last year for his first year playing. So shout out to him bringing all the Michigan boys down with him.
Sweet deal. All right, and then once again, a little breath of fresh air between the two hard holes, but still a challenging par 4 for this second shot here. So once you've thrown to the main landing zone, this OB pond here, or I don't even really call it a pond, it's a water hole.
Yeah.
it provides, or it struggles. Wow. It complicates the hole for a lot of players. Having to control your height on the upshot and overshooting the basket leaves a very sketchy comeback putt.
It does. And even with a shot like that, so Carson has the ability to get to the green, but he can't see it from there. So the question is, does he risk it?
Right. And that's what I talked to, I think it was on hole 4, is your confidence either skyrockets when you see the basket, or it declines significantly when you can't. So this is one of those holes where, yeah, I think they could find the airspace, find the shape to get it there, but if you can't see the basket, your confidence is very low. So yeah. Good shots there from Andrew and Caleb.
Interesting here that Dane goes with a forehand, even though it's kind of like a hyzer off the tee is kind of the main play. But maybe he saw something that maybe we didn't.
Actually, I think with like a distance driver, if you do the baby anti-flex, righty forehand that is, if you go just over the top of this pine tree, the wind and the disc fighting out will actually end up pushing you up the fairway. Okay. So obviously the backhand, you're constantly moving left, right? Or correct?
Yeah,
you're moving left, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough shot. Carson wanting to just go crazy and pump something up and over. He noses it up and it just pushes straight. So he's throwing a lost disc shot here.
Okay. Oh, and he pushes too far there. Yeah. I mean, he'll be able to find that one, but still not a good time.
Yeah, throwing 5 from there.
This is an Origin, I know for a fact.
Ooh, pretty.
He has had that in the bag since it came out.
Is it a first-run Origin?
It's a first-run Origin, yep.
Okay. Well, very cool. Yeah, I'm still working on getting one of those mid-ranges in my bag right now. I'm throwing the Rift. I got one of the SP Rifts from Ledgestone 2021, was it, I think? Just amazing, little slow turnover, and it holds at the turning point. So everyone, comment below, what's your guys' little pinpoint turnover mid-range, the one that you've had for so long that you would be dead if it was gone?
Yeah, that go-to, yeah. Because I'm sure everyone has that go-to mid-range.
You should. Yeah, just some scrambling here on left and right-hand side of the fairway, but
Andrew got me to throw the Origin. And
Yeah.
So it had been in my bag for a long time. I started throwing some Clash stuff now, so see if I can find the replica. Okay. So it sat down. This is such a hard green because it's on a hill here that plays to both sides. Right now, it's a great putt from Andrew. From where Caleb was, the pond, the watering hole, is on the other side, and so you hoping that it just sits down, no roll away into the OB.
Effectively, it plays like a elevated basket. Good cleanup from Carson, by the way. It plays like an elevated basket, but I think it's even scarier than an elevated basket because the hill slopes to the water. If it was actually flat and level with the water, then having an elevated basket, you miss it, it just kind of drops and it sits. But if you nub or whatever, you could pick up and roll, and then it's another OB stroke there. So
yeah. Shout out NADGT for helping sponsor the tour, giving out invites to all the winners of each qualifying division. Hope everybody enjoys their trip down to Nationals if they go.
It's a great time and definitely worth making time to do it. As we go to hole 14, just pitch up to this spot right here. It's about a 230-foot shot, moves right to left at the very end, and then you've got another 500 feet of one of the most ridiculous holes ever. Like, honestly, this is in contention with hole 12 as one of the harder holes out there just in general because of the second part of the fairway. When you put it all together, and the wind coming off the backside cornfield too.
Yep.
That's what makes this hole so difficult. And Andrew just trying to throw a distance driver on hyzer to really push the angles. We've seen it happen. I think we did black and blue out here, and Jared Holt threw a flip up distance driver and
over the cornfield. Yeah.
Over the cornfield, got to circle 2 with a roller, and then nearly got the eagle from the shorts here, which once again it is from the shorts. I get it, but still, it's impressive. Yeah, just some routine corner hits. Carson been erring a little bit today. Let's see if he can get the right angle. He has been pulling them just a tiny bit too, so I think this is going to be something he takes with him to correct.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad shot. I think he pushed it a little too far. It forces him to throw the forehand here. I mean, this 500-foot stretch, it almost doesn't matter. Whatever you're most comfortable with and hitting a gap, that's all you're wanting to do this 500 feet is whatever you trust of hitting that gap that you see there. Dane flexing it into that gap. It didn't want to fight out, though.
Yeah, the wind picked up, you see there, and it just held it over on that Anheuser angle and shoved it to the left. I mean, you go and look at the distance. You just try to throw 3 250-foot shots. Just the first one moving to the left, and then the other 2 dead straight.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do with the wind being here and the trees impending, as always, out here at Northwood Park. It's pretty crazy.
Which is crazy that this is probably the only hole with wind on it, and it is one of the hardest holes on it already without the wind. Yeah,
for sure. Although it is getting easier with the upper divisions and power players. Yeah, that's common result there. But a lot of the gaps on the right-hand side in the air are actually opening up as trees lose their foliage. As we had storms as well come through this season, knocking some trees down. It's actually enabling players to kind of bypass the trees and throw the power shot over. You're playing a little bit of a risk on the re-entry, but if you've got that shot down and you can read the wind, I think a lot of players are going to be planning for that, especially in the years to come. Just bypass the fairway.
Yeah, just hyzer over everything and hope it comes back in to play.
Yeah. A little too nosed up from there, but
what a great rollback.
Tiger Woods backspin.
Yeah, he calculated that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that'll be a 15-footer just to get off one of the toughest stretches that we have here at Northwood. Good result there.
Good tree kick.
That was going pretty long and going to be in a tough spot. You do not want to be 30 feet long of this basket. You will have no putt.
This is one of those holes that off the fairway is worse than being out of bounds almost.
It used to be even worse. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So we just passed through the tough part of the fairway. The underbrush used to be all the way up to the trees in the fairway. That's how crazy it was. And Carson needing to, or sorry, Dane,
yeah,
needed to commit a little bit more on that. Good
putt.
putt. Good bird. All right.
He's still got a lot of work to do to get that 14 under.
He does. He's got to make 10 strokes in the next 4 holes.
It's a lot of eagles.
Well, he's got to get a couple zeros on a couple holes,
Yeah.
and then an ace. No, I'm just kidding. No, wait. He's got par 4s. I forgot.
Yeah.
Got to just ace some par 4s. Good putt. Carson, good putt. Caleb trying to keep pace with the other guys here. Nice.
Good
Okay.
putt. Good bird.
Yeah, and a quick check-in here as we're halfway through the back 9. Dane coming in at 5. Like we said, if he maintains, that's a great pace. Andrew has fought back. Caleb has a couple strokes shy of where he would like to be, I'm sure. But that's good.
Yeah. Shout out OTB here for sponsoring the tour. They donated a lot of items for CTPs and raffle prizes here. Go check them out online if you haven't already. They have a great selection. So, again, OTB, thank you for sponsoring. Hole 15, I almost called it 13, used to be 13. But OB down the whole left side of this fairway. You're just looking to pump something out as far as you can, dead straight. You want to stay off the right side as there's a wall of trees. Andrew looks like he early released and just straight OB, moving up maybe 180 to 100 feet.
Yeah, and actually I think it makes the next shot incredibly difficult because then now you actually have to flex your way down the fairway. Whereas standing here off the tee, you have options. You could throw the forehand if you want. You could throw the backhand being the most... enables the most distance for a lot of righty players, but
oh man, and Dane following suit of Andrew.
Yeah, that's tough.
Which I'm kind of surprised he didn't throw a forehand since he is well diversed in throwing a forehand off the tee.
I think this is the amateur move here, is getting baited into throwing a lot of power here. So, and Carson has done it, I think, in black and blue as well. He got to circle 2 with the backhand. I would say these guys definitely have the ability to put something down to get really close to the basket, but you shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is don't try to risk it all. I mean, it's just the start of the tournament, so play a good shot.
That looks great. I don't see where it finished, so it may be flirting with OB down there. This might be doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, I think it's too far left. The blind shot with the OB there, I think if rule of thumb is if you can't see your disc come back, odds are it's been an OB, yeah. So, yeah, a little early there for Caleb. Carson in a good spot, just a simple pitch up here. He's just got to execute. He pulls it. Man, he was pulling his backhands. He pulled his forehand
and a bad roll away. So circle 2 maybe. I'm not sure if that's his second or his third shot there for Andrew.
That is his third shot, I think, with the second OB stroke. So.
Okay. This for the par save. It would be a good par save. I mean, bogey's still not bad for the errant tee shot that he had.
Yeah, but given his streak, given his score right now, I think he wants to be holding on to as much progress as he's made. So this is not a hole to be losing strokes on, for sure. No. Taking a quick look at stats, this is in the same category as hole 13, almost stroke for stroke, but hole 15 plays right at par. A lot of players, 30% of players getting the bird, so you definitely want to take the bird, but nothing worse than the par, for sure.
Yeah, big bird right there for Caleb. He's the only one on the card to get it, so...
big bird.
Strokes on folks, as Ian Anderson always says.
Yeah, some frustrated tap-ins here, and yeah, I can understand why. Andrew also losing a lot of ground. That was not what he wanted.
No, but shout out Underdog Paul for supporting everything that I've done, supporting the whole community in general for not only disc golf but all sports here. They send a great message. Definitely appreciate them. Go check them out in Peoria or Springfield.
I am blown away by their willingness to just inject themselves into everything and just to be a power. They're just great helpers. It's crazy to have a business like that wants to help in all aspects. So, yeah, this is the, I would say, probably one of the most picturesque holes out here on the course. So just a downhill shot, but it all opens up to the ravine and some water here that can play as casual, but there's not a lot of water, I think, for this event. So a couple good shots there. Carson trying to put it online. He does. Does this fight out? It is. Get over the wall.
Oh, perfect. Great shot.
And actually,
with the rollback? Okay.
Yeah, a little replay here. This is one of Caleb's buddies. He was just up there watching us, and he got this on his camera. He sent it to me. He's like, "Hey, put that in the coverage."
Yeah, it might be
I did.
Alex, the guy who brought Caleb down and all the other. Yeah, that is Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Shout out, Alex. While Dane's throwing as well, shout out to Catalyst Construction for sponsoring it. Dane's dad actually works in management there, and
oh, nice.
He's the one that helped build that partnership to get that sponsorship.
So cool. You're saying I need to get Caterpillar in to
yeah, would love to have.
Caterpillar. I would love the Greater Peoria Tour to be powered by Caterpillar. Oh, yeah, that'd be sweet. Let's get a D10 or something, a huge track type tractor out there.
Yes.
Whoever aces this hole gets a Caterpillar machine.
Yeah.
High bid and a miss from Andrew, but
good cleanup there by Dane.
Yeah. Everything's sticking here. Nothing worse than, I think, a par for these players.
The perfect tap out there.
Nice. Yep. Carson definitely wanting that, needing that.
Got Cecil Burkhardt in the background, also a PFC board member. Andrew shouted out the PFC at the beginning of the entire event during his introduction.
You know what? While we're on that note, I know we've got a sponsor coming up, but go ahead and talk about how does PFC work with the Greater Peoria Tour, and what's the whole relationship about?
Yeah, so we'll introduce Double Eagle here first real quick. Thank you to Ryan Hauser for supporting the Greater Peoria Open and the tour. He actually came up here. His son played in the event. Cole has played in it twice now. Big supporters of me. I'm a big supporter of them. Just great message that they send to the disc golf community as a whole. Just like the Peoria Frisbee Club, I am the vice president of the Peoria Frisbee Club, as Andrew is the president. So our message is to grow the sport of disc golf, just support the sport of disc golf, teach those that don't know about it. To just grow the community as a whole. Our motto has always been support the club that supports the sport.
Absolutely. And to elaborate a little bit further on that too, one of the original missions put in by our founder, Marshall Hopkins, was obviously to grow disc golf is to plant courses. Mm-hmm. And pretty much every single course here in the Peoria area, most every single course has had PFC involvement, either starting and actually planting the original, either 9-hole is what it was, or if it got the full 18, planting the original or cultivating it into what it is today. So I know that obviously, yes, Ledgestone, Nate, Kip, everybody has done a pretty great job at turning Northwood Park into what it is today, and that's leaps and bounds over what it was when PFC originally put it in. And so it's great to see PFC is at the roots and to see it just flourish and grow. And that's the hope. And we have a few more opportunities for courses coming in the upcoming years, and we're super excited, and we want everybody else here in the Peoria area to be excited about it just like us.
Yeah, which is crazy. Without Marshall Hopkins starting the Peoria Frisbee Club, there would be no tour today.
Exactly, yeah.
Because
he started the Greater Peoria Open as well, right?
Yeah, he started the Greater Peoria Open. It's crazy to think that we're in the mecca of disc golf for the Midwest here. We have 20 to 30 courses within a 45-minute radius from Peoria that just leaves so many opportunities for events, communities to come together, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. And where disc golf, unlike its other golf counterparts, can happen anywhere. So that's what we're trying to empower people is like, hey, there's always a place for it. And super excited about that too. So we've got a pretty good scores here on hole 17. I think this poses a particular challenge to some players with the early OB on the left, but everybody fought up to the basket and did pretty well on the hole, so well done.
For sure. Again, thanks to everyone that supported all year round. I do want to give a special thanks to my assistant tournament director for this event, Josh Edwards. He's actually at Northwoods for this round, facilitating the course here for these players. So big shout out, thank you to him.
Thank you, Josh. Yep, and he is one of the many, I would say, movers and shakers of the Peoria area, really advocating for disc golf and actually, boots on the ground and making it happen too. So, very grateful to be able to meet people like Josh who are just as passionate and want to actually make a difference and make things happen. So,
yeah, I don't think I've ever met someone more into disc golf than Josh. So.
Yeah, and it's a lifelong activity for sure, and so the passion now will result in a lot of good years to be able to just enjoy it as well. So, hole 18, a daunting finishing hole specifically for the second shot, getting up to the green. All these players just wanting this to move barely to the left so that it can settle in the grassy area to get up the hill on their second shot. So a little tree direction there for Dane and a less desirable spot. You do want to be left because that opens up the bend. Caleb just doing really safe shot. That's great. Yep.
The ideal shot there, just to get to that flat, and like you said, give you a shot up to the tunnel.
Yeah. A lot of strong players might be able to get to the basket from there, but I genuinely think that's just a safe play to pitch up to the top of the hill and then to the basket for a par. We'll see. Carson, I think he's got a little pent-up frustrations. He wants to get this out and rip it. Yeah, he does it, flips it, and that should cut roll.
It's got to
settle.
Sit. Oh. Okay, all right.
That's how you do it.
Still great placement. I've seen Matty O throw it in from there.
Oh, wow. Okay. I have not seen such magic. Oh. Nearly did it.
Yeah. Getting sneaky.
That is the sneaky gap to try to cut the corner when you're not in a great position. So it looks like Andrew's going to try to do something similar as well on the right-hand side. But Caleb in a great spot. Yeah, he just finds a gap and he gets it up there. Andrew trying to do the turnover.
Oh, no.
Right out the hand. That's the worst feeling, I would say, out on the disc golf course. Okay, this is a great result here. So Carson can actually do his baby anti-flex that he loves, and it fits the fairway very well. So this is a pretty great spot for him. Hope he can execute here. Gets it up there. Okay. Miss it.
Okay, sneaking under. Okay, it's in the middle of the fairway still.
Absolutely.
He got it a little higher than he probably wanted to. Expected with, 360 twirl.
Branch of steel pushing him to the left side of the fairway now. So he's playing some Army golf here to wrap up his first round. And that's tough, too. So we're looking at scores now with Dane, Caleb, Andrew, all within one stroke of each other, 5 and 4 under. Andrew's going to take a big hit on this hole, I think. Where Dane and Caleb are just probably routinely tapping in a bogey.
Bogey at worst. Yeah, I mean, I think this is the third shot for Caleb. He's
easy par.
It for par. Andrew here, he's got a little bit of work to do there. It was a great upshot.
Great, yeah.
Probably, was that single bogey, maybe double?
remains to be seen. I lost count, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. I'll explain at a later time, but yeah, we're just going to be pitching up here to clean up, and got a little squirrel there on the green being a little distraction.
Dane, I think this is safest for his par. Just off the front.
Squirrel doing some parkour.
Squirrel.
It's parkour.
As you can see in the background, Innova, the banner. Big shout out to them for being the title sponsor for this event. Giving out a great players pack, the best player pack that Greater Peoria Open has ever had for the amateurs.
Sweet.
So,
and a little shout out there from Caleb. Very nice. That's this has been working for him. So, guys, that was round 1 for Greater Peoria Open. We've gotten through the full 2024 year, and we're at the championship. So, I mean, this is what we're seeing right now after round 1. We've got Dane sitting at the top. We also have Caleb up there with him. So,
I think we may see Andrew again.
Andrew and Nathan Mathis. I hope I'm saying your last name right, but Bloomington guy, new to the crew, so I'm excited to see him play. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate your support. Guys, like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see. But we'll have the round 2 for you guys coming soon.